The third argument you get from Cam and Camille in their response is they argue this literary argument that I've heard so much, that Mark is copying the Old Testament a lot. So it's probably he just made everything up just from taking pieces out of the Old Testament and putting it together. Another theory that has been proposed is that Matthew is not being literal, but is describing Judas's death in terms of the traitor Ahithophel from 2 Samuel 17, which I find is always a pretty bad argument, because you could find so many, because again, you wouldn't apply that to other areas of history. This idea that, they just sort of constructed Jesus, the life and the death of Jesus out of the Old Testament is absurd, because N.T. Wright writes about this, and he's arguing, Matthew is trying to paint Jesus as a second Moses. I mean, Luke is trying to paint him as another David. I mean, it's very clear that the gospel authors are using Old Testament stuff to talk about Jesus. It happens a lot. In fact, Camille in his talk actually mentions an example that kind of shoots himself in the foot. He mentions that in late antiquity, they would go through Virgil's Aeneid and find older things and reinterpret them as oracles for their current time period. Okay, that doesn't mean they were just making things up. They were just applying a double meaning to it. They argue, like, at one point Camille's like, well, do you accept the fundamentalist argument for that these 300 prophecies in the Old Testament all point to Jesus? No, I don't.
But who in the apologetics community is like making these arguments from prophecy? I mean, there are a few that make, like, I think there are some decent arguments.
So here you see the prophecy of this Davidic king.
In fact, I think it's my single favorite example of a Messianic prophecy. Isaiah 52:13.
There are expected predictions that deals with Old Testament prophecy.
I'm going to pull from a whole bunch of different places in the Bible, and we're going to bring together like a compilation of prophecies that show that Jesus is the deliverer prophesied in the Old Testament.
My argument has always been that they went through the Old Testament and they look for similarities. Okay, Jesus did this thing that was kind of similar to Moses. We'll just paint it in that picture.